This is my review of the DEWENWILS low voltage transformer. It's a 300 watt maximum transformer and it works on 12 volts. Make sure your system is a 12 volt system. It does have a post for connecting up 14 volts. I guess maybe in China that is one of the standards, but make sure that you have a 12 volt system if you're going to use this. If you have 24 volts, it won't work. The first thing I want to point out is that they did a good job in making this waterproof. Notice the holes don't go into the main housing. They've got this little bracket here so that it's offset, so that there's no opening here for water to get in. And they've got the smart little recession here so that you just put it on the screw and set it down. And it comes with screws and anchors. And of course they have this little offset bracket down here just to keep the thing vertical so that it doesn't sit on your wall at an angle. And I like this because you have, it doesn't, I mean, this door closes off nicely. The water's going to run right off of that, right down here. And it's easy to open, keep the water out, and you've got this nice window so you can see in without even having to open it. So that's nice. They also added the sensor for determining whether it's dusk or dawn, whether it's light out or not, is on a 6-foot cord. So you can situate this maybe away from your landscaping so that the landscaping doesn't activate this and make it think it's daytime and get into a flashing situation where it goes on and then this turns it off and so on. They also have, what I really like is they have this little cap that you can put on there. This will be very handy during testing. During the daylight, you can simulate nighttime by just capping it off. Very thoughtful. One little simple thing like that, and it makes your life easy. I like that. You don't have to get black tape and try to get it all covered up. And here's your little reset button in case you get too much current. It pops the fuse open. You can just reset it. The programming could not be easier. I mean, it's very intuitive. You hardly need the manual. If you want to set the clock, if I hit enter, it wakes up. I can hit clock, and then it starts flashing for me to set AM or PM. So it's PM right now, 5:40. I hit enter, and then do the next thing, the time if it were 6 o'clock, but it's not. And then you set the minutes. I mean, and that's it. That's pretty straightforward. There are 2 zones, and that can each be programmed separately. And it's just so self-explanatory. Like right now, it's manually off. If I press this button for zone 1, now it's going to stay on indefinitely. Or D2D, dusk to dawn, so it'll come on at dusk and go off at dawn, obviously. Or you could do, it comes on at dusk and goes off 2 hours later, or 3 hours later, 4 hours later, 6 hours later, 8 hours later. Or if you have a specific time in mind, you go here, and then you come down here and you just set the time that you want it to go off. So as soon as I hit enter, it's telling you this is the off setting. And then again, you can set, let's say I want it to go off at 10 p.m. I can set that just like I did before. Okay, so now it'll go off at 10 p.m. Or I could do all timer, which means I can decide when it comes on and when it goes off. So again, I come down here, I hit enter. It's telling you you're going to set the on time. You set the AM, PM, the hour, the minute. So it's going to come on at 8:30 p.m. And then off, I'm going to have it come off at 11:30 p.m. Now I set this before, so it's already at 11:30 p.m. And that's important because what that tells you is it remembers these different functions so that if I go back to dusk desk to timer off, if I go all the way back around to that, then it still has off at 10 o'clock. It's not 11:30 like the other one. So it will remember those separately if you want to switch back, which is kind of nice. So it's well thought out, very intuitive. You're not going to have to go back to the manual to figure out how to do this. That's kind of a benchmark for me. That either makes it or breaks it for me. Is it intuitive? Because yeah, when you first get it, you might get this manual and read and figure it out. But then a year down the road, you have to turn it off to do some maintenance, and then you want to reset the timing or reset the scheduling. And where's the manual? Who keeps those, or they get lost or whatever. This, if it's intuitive, you don't need the manual. It comes with a 1-year warranty, and I have not connected it up yet, but presuming that it actually turns on and off as expected, which I presume it will, I will update you if it does not, or if I have any other issues after I have installed it, I will update this post to let you know. But overall, I do recommend this. It's very nicely built.
I have to upgrade my transformer, so I saw this one here. First, I'm going to tell you this thing has weight behind it. Obviously, it's not heavy. Like you can't lift it. I'm just saying there is a transformer in here. This is not light. Watch this. I'm not even how far off the table. There's some weight in there. That's pretty cool. It's a good sign. That was me wiggling the table that time. All right. This is very well packaged. Instructions. Always read your instructions. Know what it can do. This is probably going to have to come out like this, because you can see how this is packed in here very nicely. So I'm just going to turn it upside down like that to get it out of its little cubby hole there. It's got some weight behind it. This is impressive. All right. So here's our unit. Obviously, you're going to have this thing mounted on the back. This is very heavy-duty casing. This is all metal. That's all metal. That's a thick grade metal. This is not thin. This is not like going to bend and twist. This is stout, very stout. You're going to open that up to get to your controls. So you got your 2 different zones. You got your timers for them. So there's a lot of options. You have your 2 different hookups down here for your zones. You have probably a reset button right here. I didn't read the instructions yet, but we'll look into that, whatever the case may be. But this is very nice. And I actually kind of like the fact that this door comes down and it's going to seal it off, so the rain don't get on or like that. It's all open in the bottom, but very, very stout, like very thick, well made. This is impressive. Very impressive. One thing that's really nice about this unit is that depending on where this goes, you want it to work from dusk to dawn if you're not using the timers, or if you're using the timers, hey, turn it off after X amount of hours when it gets dark. The photo sensor cell, if you hook it up to the bottom, gives you a lot of wire to hook it up and run it up wherever you want to run it, so it has access to direct daylight, which will help a lot. And I can tell just by looking at this wiring in here, and we'll pull this out just to verify it. This is actually got some thick wiring for the sensor. Nothing about this is like cheaper quality. This is all high quality stuff here. This is a very thick wire just for something like this. So everything about this thing is just like industrial grade. This is going to probably last a long time. This is impressive. All the mounting hardware you need.